All right, let's dive right in. The system you grew up in, the one we all did, it taught you one thing really, really well: obedience. It never taught you how to build your own power. And that's what this is all about. We're going to break down how that happened and, way more importantly, how you can start taking that power back for yourself.
You ever get that feeling that you're playing a game you were actually designed to lose? No matter how hard you work, no matter how perfectly you follow all the rules, you just feel stuck. It's like you're on a treadmill, running faster and faster, but the scenery never ever changes. Well, that feeling, that invisible wall you keep hitting, that's not on you. It's part of the design.
So what do we call this thing? Let's give this trap a name. We'll call it the obedience matrix. It's this invisible system that's built to do one thing: reward you for complying, for fitting in, and steering you right into the safety of being completely average. So what is this matrix, really? Forget the sci-fi stuff. This is real. It's the web of social conditioning that we're all caught in. You know, it's an environment that gives you a gold star for following the recipe perfectly, but it freaks out if you try to invent a new dish. Its whole purpose is to create predictable, manageable people, not powerful, independent individuals. And here's the really sneaky part about it. It's a silent trap. You don't see the cage bars because they're made of things like social pressure, expectations, and what other people will think. And then you just wake up one day and realize your life is kind of settled into average. Not because you don't have the talent, but because that path of obedience leads directly to the middle of the pack, every single time. So where did all this programming even come from? Well, for most of us, the conditioning started early. School wasn't just about math and history, it was the primary assembly line for the obedience matrix. It was our training. Okay, now look at this, because this right here is the whole game. On the left, that's the curriculum of obedience, what they drill into you in school. Obey authority, follow the instructions to the letter, and whatever you do, avoid mistakes. But now look at the right. This is what you actually need for real freedom. Instead of just obeying authority, you have to build your own influence. Instead of just following instructions for a paycheck, you have to learn to leverage money to make it work for you. And instead of avoiding mistakes at all costs, you have to get good at taking calculated risks. Why? Because that's where all the growth, all the opportunity actually is. And all of this leads us to a really, really critical point: to actually escape the matrix. Your first job isn't to go out and learn a bunch of new stuff. Nope. It's to break your old conditioning. You have to unlearn. Seriously, just let that sink in for a second. The most powerful thing you can do is an act of subtraction, not addition. You've got to unlearn the deep-seated need for permission from somebody else. You have to unlearn the fear of what other people might think. And you have to unlearn the belief that your path is supposed to look like everybody else's. That's it. That is where you will find your power. Okay, so you start the unlearning process. What's next? What do you fill that empty space with? You start building authentic power. And there are two very specific tools you need to get really good at to make it happen. And it really just boils down to these two skills. First up, influence. And I'm not talking about a job title or formal authority. I'm talking about the genuine skill of getting people to move, to take action, just based on your ideas. And second, money skills. This is about a total mindset shift. Seeing money not as something you just earn and spend, but as a tool you can command. It's about learning how to generate and grow capital completely outside of a 9-to-5 paycheck. And let's be absolutely crystal clear here. These are not skills for climbing the corporate ladder a little bit faster. These are the skills you need to kick the ladder away entirely. They're not career skills, they are freedom skills. So ultimately, this whole journey, it requires you to forge a brand new identity. It's a conscious choice to stop being just another character in a story that someone else wrote for you, and to finally become the author of your own. This is your new mandate. It's so simple, but it changes absolutely everything. Stop looking for a path to follow and start blazing your own trail. Stop waiting around for someone to give you permission and start creating with conviction. You lead yourself first, and you'll find that other people who are looking for a new path, they'll start to follow. You know, the system of obedience, the matrix, it only works if it makes you believe there's no way out. But the door has been wide open the entire time. The choice to actually walk through it, that's always been yours. So the only question left is this: what's your first step out? What is that one small, tangible action you're going to take today to start living a life of power, not just obedience?